Board meetings exist for the board to take action to accomplish its goals. It's your responsibility to make sure the meetings are productive, inclusive, and lawful. There are 5 fundamentals of productive meetings that are part of your job: effective agendas, Robert's Rules of Order, open meeting and public records laws, complex community conversations, and board consensus. Seek input from other board members and work with the administration to develop a manageable, effective agenda. Make sure the agendas align with board goals and include a reasonable number of issues. Don't try to accomplish too much. And be clear enough to reasonably inform the public of the topics to be discussed. State law requires school board meetings to be conducted in accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, which were designed to bring order to the chaos of meetings. The complete rule book is almost 700 pages, but most of it won't get used for your meetings. The Robert's Rules of Order in brief is about 200 pages and contains the information you're likely to need most. For an even more abbreviated version, there's a quick link to the VSBA's chart of motions in this toolkit. Another good resource is robertsrules.com, which has a question and answer forum and a list of frequently asked questions, and is also linked from the Board Chair Toolkit at vtvsba.org. Questions about Robert's Rules typically come up when a topic being debated is contentious. So brush up on Robert's Rules if you know there's a controversial topic on the agenda. If a question or point of order is raised, feel free to make a motion to recess in order to consult with the rules if necessary. By statute, school boards are public bodies subject to Vermont open meeting law, which means that all school board meetings, including meetings of committees and subcommittees, must be open to the public. We've got the definitive information on open meeting law from the Secretary of State's office in the Board Chair Toolkit. The public must be given notice and a reasonable opportunity to be heard. The amount and type of notice depends on the type of meeting held. Follow the guidelines in the chart in the toolkit. Questions about executive session come up a lot for school board members. There are very specific topics and circumstances that justify executive session. Take a look at the executive session guidelines for helpful tips and detailed explanations. All of your board members should have a school district email address to keep district business communications separate. Emails among board members can be subjected to an open records request. Don't put anything in writing, even in a text message, that you wouldn't want to see on the front page of the newspaper. The public can and should have a voice, but may not obstruct board deliberations. You need to make sure the public feels welcome at meetings while also making sure that the meetings stay focused on the agenda and remain productive. Lots of time, the people who want to give input to the board are your friends and neighbors. The situations and issues are rarely cut and dried, so it's really important to have a public comment policy and well-established practices. That way you're clear what to do and the public knows that there's a fair process. Policy should help guide you to be viewpoint neutral, since there can't be any content-based restrictions in a designated public forum. You may want to use a speakers list with a time limit per speaker to manage the meeting's public comment portion. Consensus is reached when all board members are willing to accept a decision as workable, even when it may not be everyone's first choice. Consensus is more about listening than talking. In facilitating board discussion of an action item, ensure differing viewpoints are heard and explored. Encourage inquiry, not argument. Look for points of similarity. Allow for differences of opinions and recognize good points on each side. Urge people to focus on interests and not positions. And explore reasons for agreement. Try to get alignment, if not full agreement.